start the afternoon session with Max Karoubi. Max Karoubi's talk, Real K-Theory. And he's really a very appropriate speaker for K-Theory.
Thank you very much, Fabian. Thank you for the invitation. That's the first time I'm using this device, so please forgive me if I'm not performant. So I should start my talk with a short review of topological K-theory. Of course, most of you know this, but it's better to take the notation. So of course, Grothendieck, Atiyah, and Hirzebro was the first who invented K-theory. And I write Ku of X as a K-theory of topological complex vector bundles, and Ko of X as a K-theory of real vector bundles. And of course, there are equivalent versions due to Atiyah and Siegel when a compact group G acts on everything. So G acts on E. Can you see this like this or not? It is good to emphasize that. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, we can say it is good.
Yeah. So E is a vector bundle and G is a group, and you have, of course, a commutative diagram like this. And you emphasize the fact that the map from EG to, sorry, there is a mistake as EX to EGX is linear, okay? And Atiyah and Siegel wrote these groups Ku G of X and Ko G of X. And as a short notation, I shall write Kg of X for the same time KOG or KUOG when it is valid for both cases. And of course, if X is a point, then Kg of X is R of G, the representation ring. And when G acts freely, Kg of X is K of X over G. And there is a slight generalization. If G equals G1 plus G2, if G2 acts freely, then Kg1 G2 of X is Kg1 of X over G2. So everybody knows that. But there is a more subtle theory, which is due to Atiyah, which is Kr of X. So let me switch to paper of Atiyah, which is a nice paper. So it's written in 1966. And this is a very, very nice paper where he introduced what he called Kr of X. And by the way, it's the first time he mentioned my name here. See? Yeah, I was writing my thesis at the same time, okay? And so what is Kr theory? Kr theory is very subtle because, well, of course, the group G is Z over 2, it acts on X. So Atiyah calls this a real space. But the subtlety is that the maps from X to EGX is antilinear, is not linear, okay? And why Atiyah introduced this theory? There were essentially two motivations, well, three motivations, in fact. The first motivation was to give a simple proof of real Bott periodicity. He mentions this here. Well, I don't know exactly, but this is what he mentioned. And it's a very nice proof of a real Bott periodicity. But the two essential motivation, other motivation, were real algebraic geometry, because he claims that if you have a real algebraic geometry, a real algebraic variety, then a set of complex points is a space with involution. And that's interesting from the point of view of real algebraic geometry, because the group of Grothendieck, K of X, you know, the usual Grothendieck group, maps to Kr of the topological radiation of C, because XC top has an involution complex coming from complex conjugation. In fact, this was something which I developed with Weibel, Chuck Weibel, about 20 years ago. And we proved, in fact, that Atiyah's intuition was correct. In fact, we proved that the map from Kn of this CM, this map is an isomorphism. So in other words, Kr theory is not too far from K theory. The map here is an isomorphism for lower, I mean, higher K theory, we take finite coefficient. And this, in fact, is a deep theorem because we use Bloch-Kato conjecture. Okay? So, in fact, we use all Wojcicki theory to prove that. And that's, we found this theorem interesting if n is bigger than dimension of V. So that was the first motivation of Atiyah. And the second motivation was real operators. If you have a differential real operator on a manifold, then the principal symbol is in fact belongs to Kr of Tx, because Tx, the tangent bundle, has a canonical evolution if you send x psi to x minus psi, where psi is a cotangent vector. Of course, it's not very interesting for index theory because the index is an integer, but if you take a family of operators, then it makes a difference. And Atiyah give an example with skew adjoint elliptic operators, for example. Now, there are other variants of K-theory, which is twisted K-theory, which was introduced by a long time ago by myself and Donovan. It was used by, for example, Witten. And the idea of twisted K-theory is to take a bundle of algebras on X, and you consider vector bundles which are A modules. So a typical example is to take for A the bundle of Clifford algebras associated to vector bundle V, the real vector bundle V. In fact, you have two main examples. One where the quadratic form is positive, and another one where the quadratic form is negative. And therefore, we have quadratic groups, which we call quadratic groups of these categories. Okay? And in fact, we can combine equivariant K-theory with twisted K-theory when G acts on A and X, and we have some kind of mixed structure. But note that the action on G and A is intertwining. For example, GAE or GAGE, where A is an element of the algebra, E an element of the bundle. Well, of course, I think everybody knows all these theories. And in fact, all these invariants are particular examples of K groups associated to a Banach category, which is a gadget which I invented a long time ago, which I think everybody knows. So in fact, if you see the Banach category is something like a category with just objects, additive category, and the set of morphisms are Banach spaces with obvious axioms. And you have the usual quaternion group, K of C, but you have also higher K groups, Kn of C, which I write either Kn or K minus n, as you wish, which are derived functors. And in fact, when you have a functor between two Banach categories, which is continuous, you have also relative groups, Kn of phi. And these relative groups are inserted in exact sequences like this. Kn plus 1 of C, Kn plus 1 of C prime, Kn of phi, Kn of C, Kn of C prime. And of course, the example which is typical is to take vector bundles on X, vector bundles on Y, a closed subspace, and the phi is a restriction functor from a bundle E to associate a restriction to Y, and the group Kn of phi is just the usual ATI support groups, K minus n, X, Y. Okay, so that's a recall of classical twisted, classical topological K-theory. So let's fix some notation. So if V is a real vector bundle, I write EGC minus of V, which is a category of G vector bundles, which are modules over Clifford bundles C minus. So C minus is a bundle with a negative quadratic form. And another notation I'm using is V plus N, which is V plus a trivial bundle of rank N. Okay. Now let me give the main theorem of my talk. The problem is to compute the K groups of the relative projective spaces, projective bundles. So V is a real projective bundle, W is a subbundle, and I want to compute this group, Kg minus I of PV, PW, okay? This is not an easy task because when V and W are complex, this is well known by Grothendieck, by Atiyah, Hirsevaux. But when V and W are real, this is not so easy. And in fact, this was a problem posed by Atiyah, Bott, and Shapiro a long time ago. So let me state the theorem. So the theorem is the following. This group Kg minus I of P of V, PW, is a group Ki minus 1 of phi, where phi is a restriction functor. So you have the category of C plus or V plus 1 module, and you have a category of C plus W plus 1 module, and you take the restriction of scalars. Okay, so remember that V plus 1 means V plus a trivial bundle of rank 1. So this is the main theorem of rank 2. And the second theorem, which also is a consequence, in fact, is that you want to compute now Kg minus I not of P of V PW, but P of V plus 1 P of W plus 1. And the result is very similar. It's K minus 1 of psi But now psi is a restriction functor with a negative quadratic form, not the positive. See, here you have a positive quadratic form. Here, see? But here you have the negative quadratic form. So there is some subtlety about here. Okay, that's the main theorem. This is not completely new because when G is trivial, it was proved in my thesis, for example. When G is not trivial, it's not so easy. I will sketch a proof later on. But before sketching the proof, I want to give examples. So the simplest example is take W equals 0 and V equals X cross R with antipode action on R. So, and G equals Z over 2. Okay. So what is EG C minus V of X? It looks complicated, but what that means? That means that you have an action of G, which is Z mod 2, and you have an action of the Clifford algebra. C minus of V is just the complex numbers. But because you have an intertuning action of G and C minus, you realize that this category is just a category of real vector bundle in the sense of a TIA. So in other words, the K group is just KR of X because you have antilinear action because you have an intertuning action of G and C minus. Okay. Now, what is K of EG C minus W of X? See, W is 0. Okay. So you just have the K theory of EG of X, which is KOG of X. I forgot to say that I'm taking here a real K theory. Okay. So you have KOG of X. And now, what is the difference of P of E plus 1 minus P of W plus 1? It's just X cross R. Okay. Because V is trivial. Okay. So what you get is an exact sequence like this, which connect KR theory and equivalent K theory. Okay? And apparently this was not known. Okay, this is not known by the experts at that time. Okay, and why I was interested by this sequence because there was we wrote a paper with Weiber, another paper by Weiber and Marco Schichting, this paper. And we tried to translate our previous result with Jack Weibel with K theory in the framework of Hermitian K theory. So let me see if I can get, I don't know how to get to page 18. Well, okay. We use this paper, I have to go to page 18. We use it to compute the K theory of the V theory of real curves. I don't find it. Let me come back.
Well, maybe you can use find on your file. Find and put 18.
Wait.
Getting close.
Yeah, okay. So you see, you use this data sequence to compute the V group. We show that W of X, the V group, is the same as the WR group of a TIA. It is Z mod 4 over Z2 over G if you have a real curve of genus G without real points. And we have another result with real points. You see with this one, okay? So it's a nice result, which we found, and we have other results comparing W of the V group of the variety and the WR group of the variety. Okay. So let's come back to the paper. Okay. So this exact sequence, in fact, another example is to take X equal Y cross S naught with an involution S naught. So KR of X was discovered by a TIA was KU of Y. KOG of X was KO of Y. And what you find, I don't know why it is, what you find is this exact sequence, which is both exact sequence. Okay. So both exact sequence is just a particular case of this theorem. Another example is that X to be a point and G trivial, and V equal Rn, W equals 0 again. So P of Rn plus 1 is just a real projective space. So KO of P of V plus 1, P of 1 is just a reduced case theory of real projective space. And if you translate the previous theorem, you find this exact sequence, which is U-Adams, which is a computation of the reduced case theory of RPN, which is a key point in the solution of the vector field problem on spheres. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that was the main theorem. Okay. So let's now go to the proof of the theorems. And let's see how theorem 1 implies, I think I'm going too fast, yes? Okay. So the theorem 1 implies theorem 2, in fact. Let me explain why. There is a remark in algebra, which is if you take a vector space T with a quadratic form, then C plus of T plus 2 is sameness of T cross C plus of 2. C plus of 2 is just the Clifford algebra of R2 with a positive quadratic form, which is just N2 of K. Mm-hmm. And so you have this map. We send TV to T tensor E1, E2 plus 1 tensor V, which is in fact an isomorphism. It is the Clifford algebra, C plus of T plus 2, and this Clifford algebra here. Mm-hmm. And this implies, in fact, what I was saying here. So this is isomorphism, and this implies that the forgetful functor here is isomorphic to the other forgetful functor here, e.g. C minus V of C minus W. So in other words, theorem 1 implies theorem 2. Okay? So in fact, we're reduced to prove now what is a proof of theorem 1. Well, theorem 1, in fact, is a consequence of Thom isomorphism in case theory. And Thom isomorphism has a long history, in fact, and maybe the main beautiful reference is Attia paper on Bott periodicity and the index of elliptic operators. That's a beautiful paper where not only he proved Bott periodicity using elliptic operators, and he has also what he called a rotation trick, which allows him to prove, it is written in his paper here, he proves that if alpha beta equal 1, then beta alpha equal 1, which is very surprising. And it's very, very nice trick, which he used to prove Bott periodicity. Okay? But what kind of Bott periodicity he proved? Yeah? Well, he proved, in fact, that if V is a complex vector bundle, then KUG of X is KUG of V. Okay, that's essentially what he proved in his paper. Okay, but for general, we need a general Thom isomorphism because we need V to be real, not complex. Okay, and the general Thom isomorphism theorem is that KG of V, so which is this is KO or KU as you wish, is K of phi, where phi is a restriction functor here, e.g. C plus of V plus 1, e.g. C plus for V. And this was the theorem which I proved a long time ago. Let me find it. Well, yeah, it's here. So I proved this theorem a long time ago, I'm not very young, okay? 66, 67, 68. Okay. So in fact, it's not too difficult to prove that the general theorem implies a theorem of Attia. But I am a little bit dishonest because I am using Attia's theorem to prove my theorem. Okay, so I'm using Attia's ideas to prove my theorem. Okay. But this is written in my paper. Okay. And of course, this Kg of V, you can write it another way, which is Kg of the ball bundle mod the sphere bundle. Okay. So you have an exact sequence like this, Kg of B of V, S of V, Kg of B of V, Kg of S of V, Kg1 of V. Okay. But now, I'm not using this theorem for G. I switch G to G cross Z2, okay? And Z2 acts by antipode on G. Why I'm doing this? Because I want to compute Kg of P of V, and Kg of P is of course kg cross Z2 of S of V, okay? So in other words, I'm going to write this exact sequence here by replacing G by G cross Z2, okay? And now comes a trick, which is I have to understand what is this complicated category here. What is EG cross Z2 C plus V plus 1 of X? So you have, and the trick is that in fact, if you make the computation, you make explicit what this category is, you find the product of two categories, which is this category crossed by itself, okay? And this Z mod 2 here, you can put it in V, you put V plus 1, and this functor is just, this functor comes here by the sum functor. So you see this functor is just the sum functor. Okay. And this makes the things much easier to work with, because what you do now, you do this arrow vertically. So you have this represents the algebraic analog of kg cross Z2 of V, and this represents the algebraic analog of kg cross Z2 of V of V. And by using homotopy limit, homotopy fibers, then you get that kg minus 1 of P of V is K of psi, where psi is this restriction functor, okay? E.g. C plus V plus 1, E.g. C plus 1. And so you deduce the computation of kg minus 1 of P of V P W if W is 0, okay? And now to compute this to the general case, you just write the diagram here. You just write this diagram. So in other words, when you know the computation for W equals 0, you can deduce it by taking homotopy Cartesian, no, sorry, homotopy fibers. So you can deduce kg minus 1 of P of W as a quotient group of this functor psi, but here you replace C plus 1 by C plus of W plus 1. So that's the end of the proof of theorem 1. Okay. So theorem 1 was this factor, this theorem, and we proved that theorem 2 was a consequence of theorem 1, so we proved both theorems. Okay. So that's, if you want, what I want to say about the projective bundle theorem. Now, what about twisted case theory? Well, twisted case theory, Kr of X of a TR, can be interpreted as Z mod 2 C minus of V of X, as I said before, with V equal X cross R. So, but that's cheating a little bit, because this is this gadget is a little bit complicated because it's equivalent twisted case theory. Okay? So it is much easier if Z mod 2 acts freely on X, okay? Because then you can divide everything by Z mod 2, and you find that Kr of X is just Kc minus 1 of L of X over Z2. What is L here? You divide by Z mod 2, so you just take E cross R, okay? And you have a vibration V of X over X divided by Z mod 2. And so you have this off bundle, X cross R over Z mod 2, okay? So in other words, Kr of X, in that case, is just Kc minus 1 of L of X over Z mod 2, okay? So C minus 1 of L is not the complex number, it's a twisted complex number, okay? So in other words, you have Kr of X as an example of twisted case theory, okay? I know you can ask, what is in that case this exact sequence here, okay? What is the exact sequence in this case? And in fact, if you look at the computation, then you find this is again a restriction functor. So in other words, this exact sequence is isomorphic to this exact sequence here. So in other words, your reinterpretation. This exact sequence here is more fundamental because it's true for any action of Z mod 2 on X, whereas this exact sequence is true only if Z2 is acting freely on X. And Y here is X divided by Z mod 2. Maybe a remark here is that if Y equal, if you have a, if Y is X, if X is Y cross Z mod 2, then C minus 1 of L is of course the complex numbers, and the recovered sum of Atiyah that KR of X Y cross Z mod 2 is just KU of X, which I mentioned before at the beginning. If X equal Y cross S0, then KR of X is KU of Y, which is a remark due to Atiyah. In fact, at the beginning of his paper, you see this paper where he remarked that when you have Y cross S0, then you can find KU of Y. I don't know where it is in this paper, but somewhere. By the way, I recommend you read this paper. It's an old paper, but it's very interesting because it proves the Brady's theorem by very nice arguments. Following the line he did with with a bot, of course, but he introduced new spaces. Yeah, it's here. What he introduced coefficient theories, and using coefficient theories, you can prove bot periodicity is a real case. That's a very interesting argument. Okay, I think I finished before time. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Max. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you very much. Are there questions for Max?